My name is Chris Stone, Planning Committee member and volunteer for the San Antonio AIDS Foundation Run and Walk for AIDS. Special thanks to CHRISSIE MURNIN from Cox Media Group for hosting this interview to help educate yourself about HIV and AIDS and to promote the upcoming event with the Run and Walk for AIDS. The interview that you're about to hear will be broken up into 7 parts. Let's begin with Part 1.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I'm CHRISSIE MURNIN. My guests this morning are Sam Valdez. He is the marketing coordinator for the San Antonio AIDS Foundation, and Chris Stone is a volunteer with the AIDS Foundation and a planning committee member, and they are here to invite you to join them at the 24th annual Run and Walk for AIDS coming up on Saturday at the Blue Star Arts Complex. So I'll let you tell all the details about it. Who wants to go first and talk about the
walk? So the Run and Walk for AIDS is on, again, Saturday, the 27th of September. 7 o'clock is late registration. 7:30 is when the run starts. The run is a 5K, which is a little over 3 miles, and a 2-mile walk at 8:30. The walk is more of a memorial. People tend to come together more to remember or people who are affected or impacted by the HIV/AIDS.
So where does the walk go, or in the run?
The walk goes on the Blue Star Mission Reach extension. It goes on the south end of that reach there. Is
it the same path for the run and the walk?
It is, yes. So since the run is an hour earlier, the runners will be back by the time the walkers do. Since it's a 2-mile walk, it's a mile walk one way and a mile walk back the other way.
So it's a good way for people who haven't seen that part of the San Antonio
yes. And
River.
Actually, Blue Star actually lends itself to, there's a great energy at that complex. A lot of things have developed there.
What do you do with the money that you raise?
It goes to our client services. What we provide at the AIDS Foundation is free HIV testing. That's what we're known for. But other than that, we do case management. So if you do become positive, we kind of help you with resources to enter the HIV/AIDS world. We do outreach. We do education. We actually go out to schools. Anyone who's willing to listen, nursing schools, high schools, anyone who's wanting to get awareness and educate themselves about the HIV/AIDS.
You know, what is going on with AIDS today?
I can kind of speak for San Antonio. San Antonio, what we call is a late to care city. And what that means is that people are finding out that they are HIV positive in emergency rooms in situations where they shouldn't want to find out. That's what we encourage people to get tested regularly. You know, it is a free HIV exam that we offer. It is 60 seconds. It's a finger prick. Results are within 60 seconds. It takes about 4 minutes or so more for risk reduction. Are you having protected sex? How many partners do you have?
And how did it used to be? Because when you got an HIV test years ago,
it used to take a bit longer. Yeah, we used to do OraQuick, which was an oral swab, and you would go in and take the OraQuick exam on your swab, and then you'd have to wait outside and then come back for your results. So now it's a lot streamlined. It's a lot quicker with the exam that we use. We actually also provide now syphilis testing because they saw a correlation with people who were positive for syphilis might also be positive for HIV. So that's what we started offering now.
Back when AIDS first started coming around, to get tested, the test would take a couple of weeks before you got the results.
Right, that you went for the test, and then you had that, anytime you have any kind of test, you have that, you do funny things with your mind. Mm-hmm. You live in agony while you're waiting for those results.
I mean, the first time I ever got tested, about 91 or so, and it was literally like a two-week wait, and I was just freaking out, but luckily for me, I tested negative for it, and I've been tested again several times since then at the San Antonio AIDS Foundation.
Well, see, one of our biggest challenges is that people, don't put their face on it. I could never get HIV, or I would never expose myself, and that's truly not the case. There are people out there who, it's just a matter of getting tested. That's what we encourage people to get tested regularly. Mm-hmm. And it's just that mindset where I could never get it. Well, the fact
people think that.
Right. The reality is that it could possibly be you, so that's what we do encourage people to get tested.
Here I am. I'm a married woman, right. With a husband of 30 years. And, I don't think I could get AIDS.
Right.
And so you're thinking, CHRISSIE, you need to change your thinking because...
You never know the situation. I mean, I've seen many different situations, and even like the most innocent situations. I mean, one story that I remember was a young girl who spoke several years ago at World AIDS Day. And I think she was about 18 at the time, but she was telling us when she was a little girl, her and her best friend decided to prick their fingers, put their fingers together, be blood sisters. Back then we didn't think about HIV or AIDS. And then when she went to give blood, that's how she found out that she was HIV positive, because she was like, I never had sex. I don't do drugs. I don't understand. How did I get this? And it can stay in your system before it even shows any signs or shows up on any tests, so it's just very important for everybody to get tested at some point, just because it's good to know, there there is treatment now that's available. It doesn't discriminate against people. Anybody who is sexually active, uses IV drugs, or just a simple game, as a child could affect you. I have a sister who died of AIDS in 96, and she didn't find out until she was full-blown sick in the hospital. First, they tried to pass it off as her anemia or sickle cell anemia, but I kind of knew in my head what it was because just started talking about AIDS a lot back then, and turned out she was full-blown, given 6 months to a year to live. Luckily she lived 5 more years for us, so she did pass in 96.
I am so sorry. I mean, that is just, I know that's devastating. I know that's devastating. So if you're tested and come up positive, what should you do?
Well, we have our case management department at the AIDS Foundation, so they help you with lining up doctor's visits, what medications you would need. We actually are the middleman as far as resources go on how can we help you make this an easy transition and lifestyle for you, healthy regimens. We actually have a full kitchen as well, so somebody can't feed themselves. We feed 3 meals a day through our Nourishing Safe program, and we help you out with other resources that you might need. It's not just medication, it's other resources, mental.
I was thinking, what about counseling? Because I think if I got a test and you told me explain the difference between HIV and AIDS.
HIV means that you have been infected with the HIV virus. So you are basically a carrier. You can pass it on to other people. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are sick. Most people with HIV, they feel fine. They're able to live long lives now because of all the modern technology now and improvements in some of the medications. People are living, with HIV, happy, getting married and so forth, and, able to still go on with their lives. They don't have to, I don't say they don't have to worry, but they, should continue to be tested, make sure they tell their partners.
When you do have AIDS, that's not what's going to get you. It's going to be the pneumonia. It's going to be another sickness because AIDS is an immune deficiency